Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, and we're kicking off Monday with a whole bunch of news. I guess the first thing to talk about, we are going to talk about summons for CVC. I'll leave that maybe to the end. We've got more spicy news first, but just so you know, yes, I will be streaming tomorrow for CVC. As always, it is a personal reward CVC, so we're going to be going hard. Nothing too spicy at all in terms of the rewards. I think fairly standard stuff. Campaign, Faction Wars, and Iron Twins boosted. All right, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Anyway, yes, I'll be here for the CVC stream. We might even be hopping onto my free-to-play account kind of during the stream as well. We might hop back and forth between them and chat a bit live about free-to-play as well, the free-to-play challenge for 2025, which is going very, very well. Okay, so first bit of news. Actually, this ties in very directly to the free-to-play, and that is this. If you download or if you log into Raid after downloading the game from the Galaxy Store, which is exclusive for Samsung devices, when you log in, you will get 3 epic skill tomes, a 5-star chicken, 100 multi-battles, 500 energy, and 100,000 silver. This is extremely good. I just got this on my free-to-play, and it's a massive boost. A 5-star chicken is nuts for getting that first 6-star. 3 epic tomes is crazy, because booking epics is so valuable. It's a big chunk of energy as well. The silver and multi-battle is not so important, but yeah. Apparently, some people are saying that you can do this with BlueStacks. Then I've had multiple people say, no, you cannot do it with BlueStacks. I just got someone to log in on a Samsung phone for me on my free-to-play account. So yeah, I think it's kind of a bummer for the free-to-play challenge. This is such a huge boost at the start, but it seems to be very much reliant on you being able to log in on a Samsung phone. And importantly as well, I think the key thing here is you need to have Raid installed from the Galaxy Store, not the Play Store. So delete it from the Play Store and install via Galaxy Store, which is that Samsung exclusive to get this. It works on new accounts and old accounts, so you can get it for both. So there you go. It's actually one of the best promo boosters we've had in a long time. I'm not bothering on my main account, because I've got like 2-factor authentication and everything set up, and my main account's more important to keep secure. But free-to-play account, I was like, yeah, sure, let's go for it, grab it. So I got it on my free-to-play. Okay, now we've got news on, oh, hang on. In fact, let's talk about this first, then we've got some bug fixes. So this, I took a screenshot because I've already done most of the tournament, I'll be completely honest. The Queen's Fury tournament. So this, you can see I've done half of it already. Oh, and that's the bugs. I'm jumping all over the place, my dudes. Here we go. This is what I wanted to bring up. This is what it looked like fresh. So, some silver, multi-battles, gems, 50 of the medium. Oil is actually quite good. It's chest. The soulstone, the middle soulstone's good. But you can actually get the whole relic. A whole relic here. It's a good chunk of points, and you only have 3 days to do it. But this will overlap personal reward CVC. I think for most players, this is well worth doing. I have actually been incredibly impressed on my free-to-play. I don't think it's going to qualify for this tournament because the novice tournament has blocked it. I don't think the tournament's going to start after. I would probably do it on my free-to-play otherwise. I think that the event dungeon is genuinely actually very easy, right? Definitely up to stage 20. It's very easy, very doable. And there's even really budget teams. I've done videos. I've seen others have done videos. It's like different variants on those sorts of teams. It's a very, very easy dungeon to do, and it gives you pinpoint gear. Super valuable to farm over CVC. So if you've got the gems, I think it's more than worth doing. More than worth. And yeah, get yourself this new relic, the Hatter's Resolve. It's not crazy, but it's good. It's great for your HP-based nukers because it's going to give them a big chunk of HP. And yeah, they're just going to do 5% more damage. In fact, it comes like pre-ranked up a little bit because it's an epic. So they're going to do more than 5%. They might do like 6 or 7, like 6 or 7% more damage for a HP nuker. Yep, brilliant. Only really in arena, not against bosses, but a great arena thing. Because, I mean, everybody really should have some HP nukers, at least 1 or 2 for arena. I mean, worst case, late game players should have Arix probably ready to go because she's very good. But you could have Taurus, whatever, some of the mythicals, Narcissus. There's a lot of really strong HP nukers. It's a great relic for them. Getting an epic relic for pretty low cost, I think it is more than worth it. It overlaps with Dungeon Divers for the fusion. It overlaps with CVC as well. So, yeah, it's just win-win, honestly. I think go for it. Very easy, super easy to farm stage 20 of the event dungeon, and it's very efficient for points. It's incredibly easy. Um, so, yeah, could not recommend it more. Actually, quick update, just in case you guys are doing this before the stream tomorrow. I've actually updated my team slightly. So, I dropped the Marius because... well, mostly because his multiplier is not as good. I've got the double newt, and then I've actually brought in Yakarl instead of Gurgo. So Yakarl has the guaranteed freeze. It's 100% that cannot be resisted. So that's important. Any other debuff usually has a 3% chance to fail. And I've been running the runs just over and over, and it was fine. And then I had the one run where Gurgo failed to freeze Kaja, and the run failed. And I said, okay, it's time to switch it up to Yakarl. So Yakarl came in with the irresistible freeze, cannot be resisted, and he freezes Kaja twice a run every single time, and the newts can more than easily destroy the boss, even without... neither of them are even in Savage. They're, maybe one of them is now, actually. I re-geared one of them. But neither of them is geared particularly crazy. So, yeah, you maybe still could do it with Marius. You just need probably really strong gear, I guess. Or you could use an Acrizia or something. I don't know. Anyway, you get the gist. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. Let's talk about more news. So, bug fixes, and then the summons happening for CVC. So, updates on some recently noticed bugs and their fixes. This is just out today from the Raid Community Manager, Oracle. I'd like to inform you about some issues come to our attention, and the team is working on them. So, the market. Currently, there's a bug where Savage, Stun, and Fury sets are not available for purchase. These are all extremely good. I do think for the free-to-play, Fury, maybe. If you're building, if you do get an unkillable team, so you're sat at like 1 HP, Fury could actually be legit. So that's an interesting one. Savage and Stun are both fantastic. I absolutely think, like, if an attack percent chest in Savage with, like, speed, crit rate, crit damage shows up and it's 6-star in that shop, hell, if it's 6 million silver, I'm buying that. You know, why not? That's great. And then Stun, you're mostly looking for, like, speed and accuracy, usually. Yeah, I think that these sets are potentially some of the ones that are worth buying. They're some of the better ones, so that's okay. Losen, Cleth, and Hydra. Losen Cleth is the new faction unity. There's been events on for summoning him and whatnot. Obviously, if you guys watch my summons, you know I did not get him. Some unintended interactions have been identified where Hydra heads do not take turns when Losen is part of this team. That's funny. He's not like... I guess they didn't test it much or something. I don't know. It's silly. Or a bug slipped through. Whatever. This happens. To address this, Losen Cleth's A2 ability will no longer increase his own turn meter. Now, that's a bummer. This adjustment will resolve the issue while maintaining his strength as a champion. So, this is fundamentally untrue. If he no longer boosts his own turn meter with his A2, you're not maintaining his strength. That's a nerf. That is a direct nerf to this champion. Yeah, I was kind of on the fence about... Like, I thought this guy was sort of insane when I first saw him. I tried him out, and I was like, I don't know. He's good, but not too crazy. But now he doesn't. He used to boost his own turn meter. Now he's not going to anymore. So, yeah, the rest of your team will all potentially have their turn meter boosted up a decent bit, or at least 2 members of your team will, I suppose. But his turn meter won't. It sort of meant before that he could take a turn pretty quickly. I do think that it sort of solves the anti-synergy that used to be there, where he could potentially use his A2, equalize his turn meter to almost, like, basically get another turn straight away. But then, like, he's buffing himself with taunt. So, like, you know, he'd sort of outrun the taunt. He'd only have 1 turn of taunt. It's a bit weird. That sort of fixes that anti-synergy. Honestly, I think the easier way to fix the anti-synergy without nerfing him would have been to give him 3 turns of taunt. That'd be pretty OP, I suppose. But, I mean, yeah, this move is OP anyway. It's definitely a nerf to him. It's a big nerf to him. He's going to just simply take less turns. I mean, it's not maybe as important because he will have taunt, and he does have that chance of an instant turn when he is hit, and with taunt he's being hit a lot. But it's still a nerf. There's no doubt about that. So you're definitely not maintaining his power. You're nerfing it a bit for sure. So I'm glad that it's, I don't know, there's some Hydra shenanigans. I've not even been paying attention. Obviously good to fix bugs. Unfortunate to fix bugs with nerfing a champ a bit. Yeah. Lady Noelle, we've noticed an issue where Lady Noelle decreases opponent's speed with her passive ability, even if they're not under freeze. I hadn't actually noticed that. That's funny. That's definitely a bit of a nerf to her, but again, this one's very appropriate. I mean, her passive simply should not be doing that. Yeah, it's like lowering speed of enemy under freeze by 10%. I guess it's just always doing it. It's quite a big nerf. That's quite a big nerf to lower speed by 10% for everyone always. Like in arena, you could be lowering their speed by like 40 or more. Spicy. Anyway, that's being fixed, which is good. Let's get up the info on the summon events. All right, here we go. These are the summon events happening over CVC. Bearing in mind that there is, as far as I'm aware, there is no summon event overlap. It's just overlapping CVC tournament, right? And bearing in mind we've got Summon Rush then at the weekend, and following that Summon Rush, I guess it hasn't shown up here, there's a bonus Summon Rush then on Tuesday, Wednesday, which might tie in with like a Titan event or something. So yeah, this Summon event is very much in the middle of nowhere. Now, it's very good because of that, but, or well, it's quite good, but yeah. So Tuesday, the 14th of January, Cheshire Cat. I will have a video on the Cheshire Cat tomorrow. I went into it thinking, he doesn't seem that crazy. I ended the video being like, this champion is absolutely freaking bonkers. This champion is extremely good. How are people rating him? Interesting. I think he's likely a 5 out of 5 for Hydra. Basically, spoiler warning, check out the video tomorrow. I'll have it live, I think, at 12 UTC, midday UTC. So it'll basically go live on the channel right when I'm finished my live stream for CVC. Cool. So something for you guys to watch when that live stream's over. But for Hydra, I had him just spamming his A1. He's staying under perfect veil, and he's just he pumps the damage. It's bonkers. He's a very fun champion. You build him like super fast. He's got a cheat death mechanic. He's constantly perfect veiling himself. His A1. Now the weird thing about him, his A1 is by far his best move, I think. His A1 hits the hardest, weirdly. Anyway, you can see the video tomorrow, but he's excellent. He's a great champion. So I actually think, yeah, he's well worth going for if you don't have him and you're close to Mercy. It's cool. I mean, I've not hit, I don't know, I'm in that weird spot where I missed a bunch of Sacreds in a row. I could actually go for something on a 15x and try get it. He would be actually not a bad idea to go for. I think quite potentially. He's actually real good. Duchess Lilitu, also excellent. Firal, excellent. Tatora's decent. Candrafon, in fact, I would just say no. I would just say no to Candrafon. To be brutally honest, I feel like Cheshire Cat kind of just replaces Candrafon. Right, also an attack-based champ. Now, he's got a very strong A1. He's, doing his Veil. That's cool. His passive helps him stay alive. I really do think Cheshire Cat sort of does almost everything Candrafon does, but better. It's sort of my vibes. I would not recommend playing for Candrafon now. I wouldn't honestly really recommend going for Tatora, to be honest, either. But yeah, in fact, let me delete those. I wouldn't be too keen on either Tatora or Candrafon. They're both probably skips for me. Cheshire is great. Duchess, she's well known. She's still obviously well worth getting. And Firal is amazing for a lot of these bosses. Chimera and Hydra. So yeah, I think 3 solid champs there from your Ancients, Primals, and Sacreds on Wednesday. Knave of Hearts, Freya, Kyoku, Blizzard, and Giath. I would not be too keen on Giath, though she does maybe fit in a team with the Faction Unity guy, but Blizzard is actually decent. He's useful for like Fire Night Hard. He's quite good for Cursed City. I like him a bit. I'm not a big fan of Kyoku. Some people are. I've never been a fan of her. Freya is excellent. She's really good. I think Freya is quite underrated, honestly, for Arena. There's what's so fun about Freya as just it's the huge variety of builds you can do for this champion. So you got one of the test server videos. I built her as a turn meter booster. She's got 110 base speed. It's very fast. And she's got a 20% turn meter boost with the cleanse and block debuff. She's actually a really strong turn meter booster. And then you've got this really fast champion that's cleansing, doing block debuffs, boosting turn meter, and putting up increased defense and shields. And, she can even do a decent bit of damage just taking a lot of turns and cycle back to her passive more reasonably. She's actually very good as your fastest champion in a weird sort of way. You can also run her as a damage dealer. You can also run her sort of a hybrid. There's so many different builds you can do with this champ. She's very unique, very fun. You can build her like high resistance as a cleanser. There's a lot of stuff you can do. I really think Freya is super fun, and she also has probably the coolest shield in the game. Look at that. Oh, it's so badass. Amazing. Freya's brilliant. Great champ. Really fun. She's definitely good. Knave of Hearts. Not sure about this guy. Actually, I need to check. I've been really, really busy over the weekend just with social stuff. I've not had time to see. if anyone has done anything on Knave of Hearts, I haven't tested him. People liking him reasonably well. I wasn't too mad on this champion. Like, I don't know what you actually use him for. He does have, to be fair, a 3-turn cooldown when booked, 2-turn taunt with 2 turns unkillable. That's really good. Like, in so many circumstances, you're forcing enemies to attack him, and he can't be killed. And he is stealing 2 random buffs, AoE. This move is actually phenomenal. So, I don't know, maybe. I'm not sure about him. I would question in a 15x going for him when he's unproven, when I think that Firol and Duchess are well proven with their value. I am very high on the Cheshire Cat and Freya as well. I don't know, I think you've got a lot of decent options here. Probably put Duchess, higher. I'd say Duchess and Cheshire. Maybe put Duchess slightly ahead of Cheshire. But I mean, that would be sort of my ranking. I think you could reasonably go for any of these 3, and Freya's also reasonable enough as well. If you're close to Mercy, sure. I would not pull a lot of shards, though, because we're going to have Summon Rush. 2 Summon Rushes coming up, and they might be very high value. And then finally, Yumiko, Little Miss Annie. Yumiko's amazing, obviously. Resets, lockouts, super, super good. Little Miss Annie, you know, she's actually... she's come up a bit for Hydra. Sorry, not Hydra. For Chimera, I think. Heal reduction, decreased defense. She's bringing, you know, big damage, self-buffs, increased attack, perfect veil. She resurrects with a big shield. I think you could maybe get some use out of her. She's got an attack in all battles aura. It's pretty good. Like, she might be okay, actually, in healing herself against Chimera as an attack-based damage dealer that, you know, if she dies, you can just revive her and her shield might protect her from, like, ram form and stuff. I don't know. Annie, I've seen a couple of people say that they've used her, but I've not seen any evidence of it. I've not seen any actual runs, but she's definitely a champion I've got my eye on, and I will do a showcase on her when I have time. I'm just very busy at the free-to-play right now. But yeah, Annie is definitely a very big question mark to me in terms of value. Grisor is good, and Sifi is great. Yeah, Sifi, I probably value Sifi similar to Yumiko, maybe a little better, very similar. But Sifi's amazing. Grisor, I'm kind of falling off from Grisor a bit, honestly. Grisor, I feel like, has dropped in value for me. Whereas before, I would have been like, yeah, when he came out, it's like, ooh, AoE enemy max HP on a 3-turn cooldown. This is insane. It's insane. And then they've come out with Wallmaster Atharion and Marius. And it's like, okay, I guess Grisor is not that insane anymore. He's still very good support. Like, he's got the Vogoth and, you know, cheat death passive. It's cool. But he's got the AoE provoke on a 3-turn. Great. Also, he's one of the best increase resist. So increase resist, increase defense, and then he extends those buffs in his next move. He is absolutely top tier as an increase resist champion. And he's even shielding your team with the A1. So he's definitely helping you stay alive and do increase resist shenanigans while bringing good damage against bosses. He is very, very good. He's a great champion. But I would say he's... like, yeah, I totally would have given him a 5 before. I mean, you probably would still give him a 5 for the provoke and the increase resist. Like, it's still very strong. But he's, I feel like I'm not as hyped about him as I was when he first came out. I think he was better when he first came out. I think he's been power creeped a bit in terms of the AoE enemy max HP stuff. Clearly, he has. I mean, I just mentioned what Atharion. I don't know if Acrizia. I think Acrizia might have predated him, but like Atharion and Marius have clearly power crept him in AoE enemy max HP, which is a bit of a bummer. But hey, there you go. That's life, I suppose. That's life in Raid, constantly being power crept. Yeah, I'd be more inclined to pick yourself up a Sifi or a Yumiko if you don't have them and you're on Void Mercy. Like, you've pulled lots and lots of Void shards, like 200, and not hit a legendary. Could be worth going for them. So that's sort of my thoughts on the Summon event. Lots of good stuff up for grabs. But there's often events with lots of good stuff up for grabs, and really do bear in mind, I think the most important thing is, note, Summon Rush this weekend, which, has Regal Masks in there. This new relic is extremely good, so these Regal Masks are extremely good. And, yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, bonus Summon Rush, which is, let's be real, probably going to have Regal Masks in it as well, in the bonus Summon Rush, and possibly tying into, like, a Titan event or something. So... be warned, if you use your Voids or Sacreds or Primals, any of the good Summon Rush type shards for these things, you might be screwed for those events. So there you go, guys. Lots of news today. Tons of stuff to cover. Let me know if I missed anything, because there's been a ton of stuff. I'm still trying to catch up on sleep and looking after myself after having a very busy weekend and then trying not to fall behind in the free-to-play challenge at the same time. It's been a lot. But yeah, thanks. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the stream. I will catch you guys around about when CVC goes live. I might be a few minutes late if I sleep in, I'll be honest. But yeah, when CVC goes live, I'll be here for the live stream. And Cheshire Cat Showcase coming after the live stream as well. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you all tomorrow for more. Goodbye.